toss. Yes. Toss. So our whole goal, yes, is just to get little man moving in a positive way. Toss. So then we can take that to the kennel. Yes. So I'm doing it outside the kennel first. Toss. That way if I have to work on anything, there's no association to the kennel, since there's already some sort of negative feeling that he has towards it. So then we're just going to go stuff like this. Toss. And we're going to toss it in more of the direction towards the kennel. Yes. Over time, we'll take away so much of our handling help. But our first session, yes. Good. Toss. We started something similar on one of the place boards before we even went to the kennel. He seems toss. He seems to have a bit of a yucky feeling. Yes. When the door closes. This is all kind of stuff that his family's already done a bit of. We're just kind of starting places he already knows a little bit about. Toss. Yes. So now I'm going to start giving more in the kennel than I do with me. So I'm breaking up pieces with me, and I'm tossing more pieces in the kennel. Toss. Yes. Toss. Yes. Nice job, buddy. Nice job. So we say toss. Toss in the kennel. The reason I'm not naming it kennel yet, because I don't want to have any sort of association. Yes. From the word to the behavior quite yet. And also toss can really help us a lot later. I don't want to go straight to kennel and then we kind of have a little bit of problem going in there, and now there's a little bit of negativity attached to the word. So we're starting with something neutral, like toss. And this skill is going to help us in other places too. Yes. Nice. Cool. Toss. Cool. And I'm ending on that one. We'll keep it short and sweet, and then we'll do some more later. Second video with Remy. We're going to work on his mindset in the kennel, and we're going to do a little bit more of the same. We're going to add in a few different things. When we think about going in the kennel, we have a two-pronged behavior. One is getting there, and then one is staying there. So instead of going right into the kennel, we're going to work on it in a different situation and then bring him to the situation we're working on. So today, he's learning how to stay on the place board, and hopefully that mindset will begin to carry on into the kennel. So we'll go back and forth. Toss. Good boy. There you go. So we're going to go back and forth. Toss. Toss. Good boy. Yes. So going into the kennel and staying on place. And then we'll use that duration, toss, that we're learning on place and bring it to the kennel. So right now we're just going to give him time to think. When he gets on his place board, I want him to think about laying down. Over time, I'll help him if he needs it. But I think he's going to figure it out. Cool. So then we're going to go to him. So also when you think about rewarding, think about what the mindset you're trying to create within the behavior. So like, I don't think really big emotional rewards are going to help the dog be calm on place. So think about classical conditioning is happening all the time. So if we have a dog that's like really struggling to be calm on place, or just is struggling to be calm in general, making our rewards really emotional might be counterproductive. So anything I'm doing for this guy, I'm going to take it to him, and I'm going to be really calm about it. Toss. Now we'll start working on that in the kennel and see how he feels. We're going to give him the opportunity to think just like we did on the place board. He has quite a bit of what we think is probably barrier frustration that begins to happen. His family has worked really hard on this a lot already. And now we're just kind of here helping him finish it up. But cool. So instead of taking a lot of food and dumping it right there at him, I'm going to give him really small pieces over and over and over. Again, I'm not trying to elicit a big reaction. I'm trying to elicit a calm emotional state. So my rewards need to reflect that. Also, we're offering direction with the leash. We're not really offering anything outside of that. He's like 10 weeks old. So we're not using the leash as anything other than a directional tool as the best we can. And this is good impulse control that he's letting me break them up and take them to him. So then we'll just start doing things like this. And as long as he stays laying down, the rewards will keep coming. Nice. So now we're getting a kind of roll over on the hip. We're getting a proper amount of head space. So one thing we kind of try to remember is it's really hard to think your way to proper action, but it's a lot easier to act your way into proper thinking. So by moving his body in ways that help him calm down, it helps his mind start calming down too. This is much less about the behavior of going to lay in the kennel or the behavior of going to place. It's much... much more about the mindset of what happens when we get there. So when we think about place and stuff like that, we're teaching it less for the behavioral side of it and more for the mindset side of it that was going to lead to better behaviors later. And hopefully that mindset carries. Toss. And hopefully that mindset carries to other places. Now we're getting to lay down here much easier. very rarely are we doing something just for the behavior of it. There's much more of a mindset that's trying to be attached to it. So that's why promises of quick fixes and shortcuts and look what we can get done in this really small amount of time. You see a really big behavior change, but a very small mindset change, a very small emotional change. And when we train for only the behavior, we start seeing maybe that behavior stops somewhere, but starts somewhere else. That suppression method typically isn't so much of what we're going for, much more so of an understanding method. Toss. Again, we haven't put names on it yet. Once he starts offering the behavior, then we can begin to name it a little bit easier. Same thing as what we were doing in the originally. As soon as he lays down, nice, and I'll take it to him. And for this particular dog, since closing, there you go, I want him inside the kennel. I don't think I'm going to let him get by with hanging out his feet and stuff outside of it. I want him to understand that the barrier is there to help him, not to frustrate him. Like that. So the place offers a barrier without the sides to it. So I'm just going to help him back in the kennel. And for some dogs, being in a tight space is really helpful. And some other dogs find it a little bit frustrating. So sometimes we can open the space just to help us close it later. I say sometimes about everything because every dog is very, very different. And having like a one-size-fits-all model doesn't ever really work because no dog is the same, no family is the same. And then that puts us in this artificial restraint that's not so much needed. Especially if we say in X amount of time this will happen. Why? He's 10, 12, 13 weeks old. We got 15, 17 years left with this dog. Why put so much emphasis up front when we have the lifetime to get what we need? I surely don't want somebody that can build my house in 10 days. I want you to think about it. I want you to understand why you would use certain materials, certain tools. Now we're going to start closing the door. Now he understands that the behavior seems really good and calm. So we're going to finish out, give him the rest of his food, slow and steady, and call it a day.